So we'll call to order the 6/7/24 meeting of the HVAC Building Committee. 9/16, we'll stand for the pledge. Allegiance to the flag, United States of America. Excuse me. How about which stands one nation under God, liberty and justice for all. Okay. Can we get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from May 31st?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from 5/31/24.
I'll second.
Joe, thank you, Rod. Any discussion?
No.
No. We're good. Hearing none. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Gentlemen. Okay, moving on. Project updates. Who's up first? Tim or Mark?
I'll go and I'll lead off and then we'll go from there. Really, it's we had a kickoff meeting or a pre-kickoff meeting with the commission agent this week, just to talk about schedule and where we're at with the project. So he's getting up to speed. So we're getting that done. We'll be sending out the commissioning RFP where we'll solicit 3 bids for Fitz House. We need to go out. Van Zelm's who's the commission agent on phase 1. The 3 schools is the designer on the Fitz House, so we're going out separately for a commission agent for the rooftop replacements. So that'll be hitting the street today. Other than that, on phase 1, that is all I have. And I'll turn it over to Tim.
Yeah. So yeah, we did meet with Van Zelm. We're also just setting up a lot of our pre-installation meetings. So this week and a bit of last week, we've been doing pre-installation meetings with all the trades, getting ready, getting geared up for 6/17. We have ongoing field measurements and verifications and layout happening at all 3 schools second shift. So we have we're going to be at Fairfield Woods again tonight. And this is just all preparation for kicking back off the week of 6/17. We're also just gearing up any other, Connex storage boxes and all those types of things that we need, getting ready for that week as well. So far, again, on schedule. We're moving forward and we're getting ready to hit it hard come the week of the 17th.
Okay.
All submittals in.
All submittals are still, well, there's submittals that are still coming in. A lot of the stuff that we had long leads on, we have gotten in and approved. We're working on, we had a couple revisions to the DOAS and RTU units that we're working through as well. But as far as like the longest lead, which would be switchgear and all those related components, that has been approved and released. So, we are getting some other submittals in. Yes, we're still kind of at the tail end of that process, but a lot of those items are more miscellaneous and lead times of like 1 to 2 weeks on stuff, not anything that's going to hopefully, jeopardize our schedule.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Tim, do you have an estimated ship date for the switchgear?
Yeah, right now we're expecting, we're tracking to 3/28 next year. So yeah, we're, and we've been meeting with Ferguson every week, one call, we just to touch base, make sure there's no hiccups. And we plan to do that honestly until this thing arrives at their yard. So that way, if there's any type of, something silly that happens in production or we slip a week or 2, we're not finding out, on 3/28. We're hopefully gonna have that knowledge, at least, I don't know how much earlier, but we'll have, we'll be touching base each week.
Gotcha.
How about your conversations with UI?
So far, what we've needed to get from them, we have been able to gather. So, I'm trying to think of the latest information we've had. I mean, they've been responsive where we've needed them to be. I think right now we're okay. So Ferguson is going to be pulling the permits with them to start like the process and get job application numbers. Hang on 1 second, guys. Sorry, one second. Sorry, guys, that's Southern Connecticut Gas. They had to do an inspection at my house today for the, it's like every 3 years, they got to do the inspection on your utilities. So I'm going to go meet them in a few minutes. So back to UI. Yeah, we're having Ferguson make sure they pull all application numbers. One of our questions was, is there any time frame that we have to pull applications, because again, most of the work's going to be next calendar year. And I was advised that there is no threshold of time, which just helps you get in the queue. So we're going to have Ferguson work on pulling all those types of applications and get that rolling on their end with UI.
Okay.
Great.
Before we lose you, Tim, I don't know if you're the right mouthpiece for this. Who's going to give us the overview of the Myers relocation of the back room?
That's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be gone for the whole meeting. I'm just going to go let this guy in my downstairs.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else, Tim? Any other questions for Tim in the meantime? Otherwise, we'll.
Yeah. Anything else you guys have?
All right.
No, I don't.
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll
See you
be
in 2
right back.
minutes. All right. So, Mark, I guess I just queued that up, so we might as well hit it. So you want to just, I know there's an approval process, but you want to just explain the Myers proposal, and then we can
Yes.
go back to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the pictures for it. There's one book room in the lower level of woods. There's probably a good dozen to dozen and a half metal shelving units with all the books that they distribute throughout the year for their English classes. It is in phase one. It needs to be relocated because it's all over it's essentially what it sounds. It's a book room. If you could think of a stacks in a library, this is basically what it is. So this is the proposal is for 2 days to move everything out, everything out to the media center, including the shelving. So they're going to disassemble the shelving to get them moved, and then 2 days to return everything and put it back in its place once the work is done in that room. And it is.
So it's a pre-summer breakdown and move, and then pre-September rebuild at the end of the summer.
Correct. I anticipate the move out is only going to take a day. It's on state contract, so it's basically T&M. This is just an estimate on the time needed to move it out and move it back. So I anticipate this being about 3 days worth of work instead of 4. But he gave himself the extra day in case there's issues with the shelving units.
So we can count this as a not to exceed.
Correct.
Right. I didn't hear your question.
He asked if it was essentially a not to exceed.
Oh, okay. From a bid perspective or a quote. Okay.
Correct.
And this is not directly budgeted, so this would be going against contingency.
No, this would be part of the moving services. We do have a line item in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're charging the custodian time to move the furniture in and out of the classrooms, and this will be charged to that line item also.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. We can go back to approving the spending when we get to that section. I just wanted that was part of the updates, and then we also had the. I guess we can defer the builder's risk stuff. Is that your BL company ASA? No, that's the hazmat.
No, that's the hazmat.
So,
Yeah. It'll be in
Okay,
the
agenda
invoices.
item. So let's take that one on now too then. So the builder's risk,
Have we done all the items in 3 and 4?
I just was trying to get updates before approval. So I had this as part of the update section. I don't know if there's a.
Okay.
Mark, are you looking for approvals on this, on spending for builder's risk? Or is this informational at this
Yeah,
point?
it's the builder's risk is part of the invoice packet,
Okay,
so
all right.
it is
So we'll
included.
defer that then. That's fine. So any other updates on phase 1? Okay.
Nope.
Anything on phase 2 through 5?
Yep. Phase 2 through 5, schematic design submissions were submitted on Friday of last week. I sent them out to the committee. There was a revision on, well, the Tomlinson plan was not added on the Friday submission, so it was resubmitted on Monday, so that went back out on Monday. So all 4 schematic design reports should be in your hands. We met on Tuesday. We went to Tomlinson and Ward and walked the buildings between Gilbane, Fairfield Public Schools, and BL. Talked through the items and what is essentially the intent of the schematic design and intent of the design. And then on yesterday, we walked Walter Fitzgerald and Ludlow. So we should be, the estimators are doing their estimate, and we'll be looking to get together with everybody in about 2 weeks and have the final submission in 3 weeks.
Any oh boy finds or anything that's big risks or big items, surprises, however you want to phrase it, that came out of the walkthroughs?
I'll defer to Jesse on that. I mean, you're on mute, Jess.
No surprises. They're very big, complicated projects. So, just making some guesses, and these aren't going to come to fruition. Some of those high school projects could be somewhere in the $20 to $30 million range. So it's very big projects. And but no, I mean, we understand the scope of work. We understand what has to happen, and it's just getting through it, which is fine.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse. I owe you a phone call, by the way.
Sure, anytime.
Okay. Any other updates on 2 through 5? Is Tim's not back? I was going to have him show his
No, Tim's here.
Tim's back.
his stuff.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Mark, can you just bring up his roll-up project plan? Just want to make sure everybody's in level set on that quick. So Rodney, I know you sent a note this morning. Anybody questions on this? This achieves what we were looking for? Everybody's comfortable with the roll-up plan? A bigger version I'm gonna look at.
Yeah, I took a quick look at it yesterday, and it looked fine. I mean, if we want to make moving forward, we can.
Yeah. Okay.
But we
Yeah,
have the
can,
base.
we can give you something, every now and then, because we do updates, periodically. So
Is this linked back to the master schedule?
yes.
Okay.
This is from the master schedule. Yes. So we give
So
like more
any
of an
changes on the
executive
master
summary.
schedule will be reflected here automatically.
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
And are you doing baseline? So we're going to see baseline versus change, or it's going to how are we going to see changes to schedule?
We have the option to toggle those in and out of P6, so we can do that. We can do that if we need to going down the road.
And I can't see the. Meeting
Yeah,
work,
you really
actual
have-
work, critical remaining work.
There we go.
Yeah, you have to print it.
Yeah, I'm looking at my other screen. I have the PDF
Sorry.
blown up a little to old man size.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So the only
The
other thing
normal size, yeah.
it's not inherently obvious on the plan. It's just at risk if something's at risk, or but I guess you'll call that as conversational. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So pressing on approvals.
Okay, the first three up are the hazardous materials monitoring for phase one for Osborne, North Stratfield, and Woods. We have one for each school broken out. This includes both phases, phase one and phase two. We had previously met with Woodward and Kern and BL and the Gilbane team to go over schedule and kind of how Gilbane's going to attack it and what they need from the hazmat monitoring. The first one up is ASA 18, and it is, and I should take a step back. All of these, there is a budget line item in the budget for it, and these are all under what is left on that budget line item. The North Stratfield, which is the heavier of the three, is probably about 80% of what is left on that line item, just to give you a heads up there. So the first one up is Osborne Hill, and it is $14,410, and this will be for both phase one and phase two.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept ASA number 18, Osborne Hill Elementary School Hazardous Materials proposal for $14,410.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? So Mark, on that line item, then the only other thing that would pop up from a hazmat perspective to eat our remaining funds would be an unexpected material find that had to be tested, similar to what we had to do previously, correct?
Tested and monitored, correct.
And those chances are really low at this point, no?
Careful.
Yeah. With hazmat, it is the previous results are not an indication of the future results. Let's put it that way. Not knowing what has happened previously during renovations to the schools, they might have done something in one phase and on one side of the school and not done it on the other. But it's
Right.
Woods with the different eras of construction kind of is to me is the wild card, just because it's large and it's multi additions. The other two schools are less, let's call it. So knock on wood, I'd like to think North Stratfield and Osborne are going to be more similar to phase one. You know, phase two would be more similar to phase one, but don't really know till it gets opened up.
Gotcha.
And the real budget destroyer is going to be if there is any hazmat found, the remediation for said hazmat, I suspect, is the more expensive piece of that.
But we are carrying an allowance, a separate allowance for the hazmat.
For remediation.
Correct.
Okay. All in favor of the motion to approve the 14,410 for the ASA?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
ASA 19, this is for North Stratfield. And it is same set of assumptions, both phases for the hazardous monitoring. The cost on this, because there's more materials found, is $37,180.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept BL Properties ASA number 19, North Stratfield Elementary School hazardous materials proposal in the amount of $37,180.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you both. Any kind of discussion on that? Mark, again, the 37,180 is within the budget line for that school.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Discussion, all in favor of 37,180 for ASA 19? Aye. All in
Aye.
favor. Thank you. Passes unanimously. Pressing on.
And ASA 20 for Fairfield Woods in the amount of $13,200.
I will make a motion to accept BL Company's ASA number 20, Fairfield Woods Middle School hazardous materials proposal in the amount of $13,200.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank
I'll
you.
second that motion.
Any discussion on Woods ASA 20? Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passes unanimously. Thank you, Mark. Pressing on. So BNL Hazmat.
And that is it for the ASAs from BL. The next one up is Myers' proposal for the book room at Fairfield Woods. And for $24,884. And as described, this is off the state contracts. So it's PNM. So it's an estimate, and it's a not to exceed number.
Okay. Anybody like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to accept Myers' proposal for moving book room racks and relocating to the library in the amount of $24,884 as a not to exceed cost.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion?
Is this within, are we still within budget on the moving expenses?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Projected
this is-
out. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
And this is to occur at each school, or is this just Fairfield Woods that needs this work?
This is just for Fairfield Woods.
Okay.
Projected out, for when we finish the project, or you think we're still gonna make the budget?
Yes.
You're talking about the moving line item specifically, Rod? Or
Yes.
is it-
No, just the moving line item.
Correct.
Correct, that you believe will stay within budget, given the current burn rate. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, All in favor of the motion to approve the 24,884 for the material movement at Fairfield Woods?
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously. Onto this little packet. Having RTM flashbacks, by the way, with 105-page packets. Okay.
Oh, this isn't even Ferguson pay application. They tend to be 20 to 30 pages each. So
All right. So I guess we need to, given the size of these things, we probably want to take them one by one.
I'm willing to do it lump sum or
Okay.
lump,
Lump
Gilbane
by-
versus Continental.
by company.
I can make a motion to accept Gilbane's invoices for Osborne, North Stratfield Roof, and Woods Middle School in the amount of $593,887.95.
Second on the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Joe. All right. Any discussion? Very good. Hearing none. All in favor? The spend for Gilbane? Aye.
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 Thanks, gentlemen. Passes unanimously. All right. Moving on to Continental Casualty Company.
I'll make a motion to accept Continental Casualty Company's invoices for Osborne and Woods Middle School in the amount of $35,533.01.
I'll second the motion.
You second. Any discussion?
Is there no cost from Continental for North Stratfield, or is that to come at a later date?
that will be coming at a later date.
Just wondering.
And what is Continental Casualty for the record?
It is this is multi-layered. The town goes through a broker for their insurance. This is the insurance carrier that is providing the builder's risk insurance.
And these numbers are within budget, I would assume.
No, they are not.
Okay.
They the
So
budget
I
note,
was
yeah,
showing-
it is.
I believe
How much are we
you're
over budget?
I'll let you, do you have a number you ready, Mark? I'm showing about 88,000. A question perhaps for Adam is my understanding is that the builder's risk, the current carrier will not carry us, so the entire load is being reassessed. So the question is, what kind of credit do we get from the existing carrier, and what would have been the offset that the town would have paid regardless of we didn't do this project, right?
Yes. They typically in a construction project, the insurance carrier covers the existing building that's not being renovated. The insurance carrier that the town has would not do that. So they had to be shopped around to an insurance carrier that would cover not only the builder's risk portion, but the existing building coverage also. So part of this premium is for the existing building coverage.
Which is not being worked on, correct?
Correct. That is not being worked on.
And is that 18,752, just focusing on Osborne Hill for the moment, is that the date range of coverage? Is that entire project?
Yes, that is for basically Osborne Hill, that's the remaining after the 9,000 is paid. So the Osborne premium is $28,280.
Okay, and I believe you said your note to me, we were carrying 12,200 for Osborne Hill from an insurance premium, putting us, so we're over, that would bring us over budget by 16,000 and change.
Okay. The question I have is why is this project taking on the total liability? That's a question for the town.
Yeah, I had the same question. I was going at it slightly differently to say that's why I was asking what the regular town bill would be. That was what I was saying. I don't know if it's an Adam question, is why can't this just simply be coded to have the normal insurance payment coming out of the existing town's budget and the balance being against the project?
I'm
There's a
not
little more
prepared with an
answer to your question, Ron, I think. Go ahead, Adam, sorry.
I'm not prepared with a great answer for you today. I'm going to have to look back on my notes on this. I do recall that there were some conversations at the time about us trying to pursue either some credits from Kerma, our main carrier, or something along those lines. So, maybe I have to pursue that. Maybe that's like an offset sort of thing. Mark, can you add anything else? You were a little bit more involved in sort of the, how we got here.
Yeah, I know. It was a discussion point with Robert O'Connor, who's the town insurance agent. I had not heard back anything on the credits coming back, but that's the Continental Continental Casualty is the firm that was providing the builder's risk and the existing building when Kerma kind of went pause up. But I had not heard back from Robert on the Kerma portion of it. Now I don't know if that's they probably do the other 15 schools or 15 buildings or at least in the public schools, they do the other 15 buildings. So, how much, I don't know what the premium would be if covering all 18, 19 buildings versus dropping 15, what the premium difference would be.
Is this something we can find out in short order? I noticed that these invoices are 4/18/2024. So
I'll reach out to Rob O'Connor, our broker today. I'm not sure, Rod, how short order you're referring to. But yeah, I'll work as hard as I can to get an answer.
I think the bigger end, I guess the way I would phrase the question is, if we defer approval of the invoices, is that going to trigger late fees or some negative impact to the town from a financial perspective? Or even worse, loss of coverage for non-payment?
I'm looking at the.
I'm looking at everybody.
Policy.
Anybody.
yeah.
So these are invoices. These invoices are dated April 18th. So that's just been they've just taken a long time to get to us.
I got them this week. I don't know if if it came in and it took a while to realize that, these are construction projects in town hall.
The invoices are dated the 18th because I didn't get the policies until May 3rd. But okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to make a motion to an amendment to the motion to defer payment, vote on this until our next scheduled meeting. Until
Yeah.
clarification, with expected clarification around those 2 points of credits from the town and cost sharing with the normal insurance payment schedule.
I'll second.
I get a second, thank you, on my motion. All in favor of the amendment to the motion?
Aye.
So technically, we need to vote on the original motion, which would be, a no vote would be validating the amendment. So all in favor of payment on the standing motion? Again, a no vote would signal no payment, but based on the deferral and the amendment. So all for, all against, aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
No abstentions. Okay. Thank you, Mark. So Adam, if you get any information, please send it over, and Mark will focus on that. Make sure we get that on the boards for next time. That finishes the invoices, builder's risk.
Correct.
Okay, anything else under the approval side? I think not.
Nope.
Okay, so under new business, two things. What did I have? The big one is I'm going to propose that we change the meeting cadence or schedule to every other week. So I will publish a new meeting schedule based on that. I will. So I'm not sure about the 14th. I'm gonna defer, drag my feet on that a little bit to determine if we need to meet. I don't want to put the insurance at risk. So if it's critical that we meet on the 14th, we will. Otherwise, we can look to start on the 21st. I'll see which one of them runs nicely and it misses all of the holidays, sort of naturally falls to miss all the holidays. If anybody's any concern in that, please let me know.
Well, Jeff, you can make the motion, and then if we need a special meeting, we can call it.
We can always call a special meeting. Yes. Yeah, the way that the way that works is I need to give 24 hours notice for a new meeting or cancellation of a meeting, minimal. So I'll be submitting all of these, in essence, cancellations of half the meetings or some set to the town is what will be happening. So, so I don't know that we need a motion per se, but I just want, if anybody has any pushback or things I'm not aware of, I just want to make sure we have clarification. And then I can do the administration on that part.
Yeah, as I wrote, I think things are going well, and meeting every other week makes sense.
Right. I'm in
Rodney,
favor as well.
You're good with the Fridays. I know you had some conflicts. Does the Friday still work? And did we need to align with your schedule?
I was able to move that meeting to
Sure. Oh,
Wednesday.
fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Okay, then that'll be forthcoming. I'll get that out to the board, certainly, and all interested parties that we're aware of, and it'll be posted online. All right, any other new business? Okay, hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. I get a second?
I'll second that motion. I'll
All in
second that.
favor?
Aye.
Okay,